When I first heard these words, I realized that every time we let anger rule us, we're giving away our power. Like Keanu Reeves, I discovered that life isn't about reacting to every slight or insult, it's about taking control of your own emotions. You and I both know how easy it is to get caught in the web of frustration, letting someone else dictate how we feel. But what if you could simply choose peace instead of anger? Imagine watching every upset pass by without letting it steal your joy. Stay with me, because the truth I'm about to share will change the way you see every challenge and empower you to claim back your life, one calm moment at a time. If you truly grasp these words, your life will never be the same. Most of us resemble puppets controlled by invisible strings, merely reacting, complaining, easily offended, and exploding in anger at the slightest contrary word or action. We allow others to manipulate our emotions as if using a remote control, turning us into slaves of our own feelings. Listen closely, for these words will forever transform your perception of the world. Every emotion you have ever experienced, be it anger, disappointment, irritation, or a sense of being slighted, is your own choice, a fact most people remain oblivious to. They live as if merely reacting like marionettes, mistakenly believing that emotions occur naturally within them. Yet this is the grandest deception they have ever embraced. No one forces you to be angry. No one instills disappointment in your mind. It is you who creates and permits these emotions to exist. Consequently, you alone hold the power to end them. Most of us reside in an invisible prison we ourselves have built, blaming the outside world for our anger. He made me angry, she disrespected me, they shouldn't have said that. Such weak-minded, narrow thinking is the hallmark of those who have never experienced emotional freedom. For the moment you claim that someone or something external has made you angry, you concede that they control you, that your emotions are nothing more than puppets, and the world holds the strings. How tragic, when in truth you are the one holding the strings. You always possess that privilege, only you have never realized it. Need proof? Recall a moment when someone offended you, sparking your fury. Now imagine if those very words were uttered by a 5-year-old child. Would you still be angry? Surely not. You would smile, dismissing it as trivial. So what changed? Not the words, nor the offense, but the way you perceive them. That is the key. You escape from the emotional prison. It is never the words themselves, but you, the meaning you assign them, the power you grant them, and if you can change that meaning, you can entirely dissolve the emotion. You have the choice to embrace peace instead of anger, strength instead of impulsive reaction, power instead of vulnerability. Those who master their emotions become so steadfast that nothing can shake them. No one can cause them to lose control of themselves, remaining impervious to petty dramas and the manipulative emotional games that ensnare most people. They are neither easily provoked nor prone to explosive anger, not because they are weak or passive, but because they refuse to relinquish their own power. If you can control your emotions, you control yourself. And when you have mastery over yourself, you hold dominion over everything. This world is designed to provoke you. Social media, the news, the people around you, wherever you turn, something is always trying to elicit an emotion from you, and most people are easily deceived. They vent their anger at strangers online, feel slighted by jokes, and allow those they will never meet again to dictate their emotions. And that is absurd. This is weakness cloaked in the guise of righteousness. Every time you are provoked, every time you let someone press the button that triggers your outburst, you are proving that you do not have command over yourself, that you cannot control your mind, and you become a slave to your emotions. That is precisely what renders you powerless. There is only one escape: self-mastery over your emotions. Yet most people cannot do this. They have grown accustomed to letting their emotions control them. They revel in the sensation of anger, in the explosive burst of fury. It makes them feel important, makes them feel justified, but it also renders them weak. For the strongest individuals in the world do not squander energy on useless emotions. They do not allow anger to carry them away with trivial matters. They remain focused, sharp, and ever dangerous. The next time you feel anger welling up, pause. Do not react, simply observe. Pay attention to the sensation rising within you, monitor the racing thoughts in your head, and instead of leaping in, take a step back. Because that is exactly what is happening. You are choosing to let something control you, and that is a choice you can absolutely refuse. The moment you take command of your emotions, your life will transform completely. You become immune to criticism, indifferent to disrespect, no longer wasting time arguing with the unworthy. And most importantly, you stop giving away your power, because anger is simply the free surrender of your authority. Every time you become angry, every time you react explosively, every time you let someone unsettle your emotions, you are proving that they control you, that they can make you dance like a puppet with just a few words. And that is truly pitiful. That is not strength, not power, but pure weakness. True strength lies in remaining silent in the moment when they expect you to react, in smiling instead of becoming furious when they anticipate your rage, in walking away completely, ignoring them while they desperately try to incite your anger. Because when you refuse to play their game, they lose all control, they become powerless, while you become unshakable. Most people live their lives dominated by emotions they never intended. Don't become one of them. Master yourself, and you will master the world. Others will have no power over you, neither through their words, nor opinions, nor actions. The only power they possess is the power you grant them, and once you stop granting it, they have nothing. Yet most people fail to understand this. They wander like puppets, reacting to everything, allowing others to decide their emotions as if they have no control, and in doing so, they suffer needless pain. They let a single slight ruin their day. They let the opinions of others strip away their confidence. They let a single act of disrespect ignite their anger. But why? Why give away that power? Why allow someone else to determine your emotions? It is not strength or wisdom, but weakness. For when you let someone influence your emotions, you admit they have the right to control you, and if they control you, you have no control at all, and if you have no control, you become helpless. The truth is, people always speak, always act, always disappoint, criticize, offend, reject, and try to irritate you, and guess what? That is life. You cannot control them, but you can control your reaction. You can control the way you perceive things, and decide whether to let them affect you, because nothing holds meaning until you assign it meaning. And when you learn not to let anything intrude, nothing possesses power until you grant it power. A stranger may offend you today, and you'll forget it by tomorrow. But if a close friend utters the same words, you will feel hurt. Why? Not because the words differ, but because you've decided that one person's words matter more than another's. It is never the words themselves, it is always you. The moment you understand this, you become unshakable. You stop reacting to the meaningless, cease feeling offended by petty individuals, and no longer waste energy on trivial matters. Suddenly, others lose control over you. They may say whatever they want without shaking you. They may criticize you and you remain indifferent. They may reject, offend, lie, or betray you, but you continue on your path calmly, because you know the truth. Their words do not define you, their opinions do not shape you, and their actions do not control you. Only you decide what affects you, and if you choose not to let anything affect you, nothing can. Yet most people do not live that way. They are weak, overly concerned with what others think, craving approval, seeking recognition, and allowing trivial matters to affect them, all while not realizing they are being manipulated. They act like victims whenever someone speaks unkindly, become agitated when someone disagrees, and erupt in anger when they feel disrespected. But here's the harsh truth. When you react, they win. When you become angry, they win. When you let their words ruin your day, they win, and you become the loser. You lose your strength, your peace, and your control over your own mind, simply because you allow others to manipulate your emotions, and that makes you weaker than ever. The strongest people in the world understand one clear fact: no one has the right to control their emotions. No one. They are never offended, never waste energy on meaningless quarrels, never crumble under criticism, because they realize that the only way someone can hurt them is if they allow it to happen, and they resolutely refuse to do so. They reject being manipulated by the weak. They refuse to let others' words dictate their feelings. They refuse to hand over their power. People will try to provoke you, challenge you, and say things just to see if they can make you falter. But the moment you stop reacting, you become an enigma, fortress so impregnable that you turn into someone they cannot comprehend, and that terrifies them. For people exist by controlling others. They live for the thrill of provoking, manipulating emotions, and stirring up dramatic affairs. Yet when they strike at your vulnerabilities without eliciting a reaction, they are left with nothing. They become empty, losing all control. And that is when you win. The weak battle in every conflict. The strong carefully choose the battles worth their time. The weak react to everything. The strong decide what is truly deserving of their energy. The weak seek revenge. The strong seek control. The very moment you cease reacting, the moment you refuse to let others decide your emotions, you rise in a way that most people will never understand. You move differently, confidently radiating your inner strength, untouched by trivial matters, immune to toxic people swaying your mood, and unshaken by disrespect. Because you have taken control of the game. You realize that no one can steal your peace unless you hand it over to them, and you give away nothing. People will always have something to say. Let them talk. People will always have their own opinions. Simply ignore them. People will always try to challenge you. Overcome every challenge by maintaining your control. For the moment you stop reacting, you become unshakable. And when you become that, you are truly free. Thank you for joining me on this journey to reclaim your inner strength. Remember, every moment is an opportunity to choose peace over anger and power over reaction. Let the wisdom of Keanu Reeves remind you that true strength comes from within. Control your emotions, and you will control your destiny. Keep your passion burning, and see you in the next video.